All right, guys, welcome to another edition of Webinar Wednesday. It's great to be everyone here. It's the beginning of February 2025, and we got everyone from around the world here joining us, so welcome. If this is your first time joining us, welcome. I am Jason there on the left, and we're lucky to be joined by David Rockland, who is the digital strategist here at Brilliant Directories, and so much more. David, thank you for taking time to join us today.
Hey guys, so glad to be back with you for the second webinar of 2025. It's always fun, always looking forward to doing these every other week here. Got some great updates to share with you this week. The dev team, I know, has been hard at work, so really looking forward to everything we've got going today.
Yeah, there's some really monumental updates coming this year in 2025. We'll cover a few of them today and a few that are coming soon. If you're joining the webinar, you can always type in your comments and questions. We're going to have a Q&A session towards the end. But if you want us to unmute your microphone, if you want to verbally ask your question, go to brilliantdirectories.com/stream and then just type in questions into the comments there. That allows us to unmute your microphone. And we do have viewers joining us on YouTube Live. If you're not subscribed to the Brilliant Directories YouTube channel, definitely invite you to join. You can go to brilliantdirectories.com/YouTube. It's a great way to get notified as soon as the webinar replays are available, tips of the week, feature tutorials, and more. Also, after this webinar is completed, we will paste the replay into the Brilliant Directories Facebook group. We also encourage you to join us there. You can go to brilliantdirectories.com/Facebook. All are welcome to join. It's a great place to ask questions about your site, get feedback, ask strategy questions, how-to questions. I'm in there myself. It's really positive and constructive conversations happening in there, and we do invite everyone to join. Also, if you have a Brilliant Directories website, but you don't have the Brilliant Directories app yet, it is free to download in both the Apple and Google stores. You can go to brilliantdirectories.com/Apple app or Google app, or you can just search for Brilliant Directories in the stores. We're making headway this year on updating this app to get you guys real-time push notifications so you can get pinged and notified when new revenue comes into your site, new members join, and other alerts. Probably towards the middle of the year, we'll have that ready. I know time goes by real quick, so it'll be sooner than later, but we do encourage you to download the app now. It's a great way to stay up to date with your BD site on the go. And we have a great turnout for today's webinar. It's great to see so many people in here today. If this is your first time joining us, again, welcome. A little bit about Webinar Wednesday. The BD team is busy pushing new updates week after week. And what we like to do in Webinar Wednesdays is cover and share some of the updates that you can take actionable steps on to help grow your community, to increase revenue, traffic, get yourself organized a bit more. So if you have questions about any of these topics you see here, increasing traffic, revenue opportunities, or anything else about your membership website, please save them and ask them in the comments. I will be able to get to, I think, many questions in today's webinar. Awesome. And before getting into some of the Q&A, we have some new and upcoming features to share, mostly new features in today's BD Lab updates. The number one and top of this list, and the reason it's at the top of this list, it's not only because it's a new payment gateway that's supported in India, but this is the beachhead for adding additional payment gateways moving forward through 2025 into the Brilliant Directories platform. So for those of you in India, and we do have a lot of users there who have been finding workarounds with PayPal or finding other limitations, you can now connect Razorpay. For those of you who don't know, Razorpay is like the Stripe of India. It's the most commonly used payment gateway. So let me just quickly show you guys a demo of how this Razorpay will work. I'll just show you on the front end here. I have it connected to this test site. And when you have it connected, it'll be just like every other payment page. There's no billing information to enter here. You just continue to create the profile. And when Razorpay is on your site, you just give it a few moments, and then you'll be prompted with the payment options with Razorpay. When you're using Razorpay also, the site will be set to Indian rupees as the currency. So we can see here we're getting prompted with the Razorpay pop-up. And I want to give a shout out to one of the marketplace partners here, Lalit Kumar. He assisted us actually in the development of this. We needed Indian phone number to do some of our testing and whatnot. So just wanted to give him a special shout out for helping us reach the goal line with this one. Lalit is a developer in the Brilliant Directories marketplace. He's been with us for over 8 years. He's an independent freelancer, but he's done some great work on some BD sites. So big shout out and thank you to Lalit. Now, just a quick overview in the admin area where you can see the Razorpay settings here. If we go to finance and payment settings, and once we're here, of course, you can choose, just checking Razorpay there. You can choose from different gateways that are available. On-site payment gateways are the more advanced ones. It means that the user enters their credit card information on your site without ever leaving. We're all familiar with kind of like PayPal Express, which is an off-site payment gateway where you are sent to PayPal to complete your payment and then brought back to the site. In this case, Razorpay is here, and I just put some dummy information for this integration here. But when you do connect your Razorpay, you only need 2 values here: the key ID and the key secret. And there's some really good documentation. If you click on the documentation link here, there's a great article here in our support center for setting up Razorpay. It's super easy. You just need a Razorpay account, and you get your API keys, and you copy the key ID and the secret key to your Brilliant Directory site. So super easy to do, and we'll have some more updates as things progress with this update, and we're excited to see it in the wild now and being used by the Brilliant Directories community. All right, next one on this list, also a monumental update. If you've been tracking some of the language updates we've done the past 6 months to the year, you can now translate or have your BD site start in the primary language of your country. So if you have a site for Japan, you can have your site starting and translated in Japanese. Up until now, the default system emails that came with your BD site, you'd have to translate them manually. And I think there's quite a few of the emails. With this update, which is now released and should apply for everyone who has their site chosen in an alternate language, the emails will already be translated for you as well. You can further translate them to match your brand's tone and persona or brand's voice, but the default language, all the heavy lifting will be done for you. Let me show you an example of that. So let's go first to general settings here. And actually, I'm going to open 2 tabs for us here. Let's go to emails and email templates. All right, so if we look at the email templates here, these are the pre-made templates. There's 97 of them. There's quite a few of them. Most of these are the emails that go out when when a member signs up, when they receive a review, when they receive a chat message, all those different system emails that go out, which are really convenient being available here. But let's set the site's language from English to Japanese as an example here. And we'll use the same language for the text labels. That means that we wanted to actually change the text on the front end of the site. And if we refresh this page here, and go back to pre-made templates, we'll see now all the emails, the pre-made templates are in Japanese. They'll be sent in Japanese, including the subject lines. You can still use the BD variables that we're all familiar with, such as first name and so on. Let's do send a test email here. And once this loads up here, perfect. We can see here, you can still use the variables here. So we're going to assume your website name is in Japanese. So the variable will be, matching the Japanese version of your website name and all the other text here as well. So super helpful, super convenient, and now making it easier to operate your site in a new language. All right, this one is also related to languages. It is for the URLs for when members are logged into their account dashboards. We've added a new one for the upgrade page. We've tried to track down all the URLs. If you need to, you can edit the URLs to also match your website's language. Let me quickly show you where that will be. If you need to do this, you can go to Advanced Settings. And I think we could search for member dashboard URL. And there's pretty much one for everything. Let me kind of show you what I'm referring to here. Let's go to the member dashboard. So we're logged in as a member. Well, here now the site's in Japanese here. So we can see over here it says account/home and all these internal pages, account, videos, add. Now you can edit these this language here, these slugs, to match the website's language. So if you go to your advanced settings and search for member dashboard URL, you can find these, you can edit these. Later, we'll probably make these with one click to also further make the translations easier for everyone. But if you need to, it's only about a dozen or so of these. The new one we recently added was the upgrade one. Let me see if I could find it here. Well, not too important, but there was one for upgrading your account, which was recently added, but you have access to all of these here. I'm going to paste this, the member, what to search in the filter here. If you want to access these, member dashboard URL, just pop that in the filter here in your advanced settings, and you can kind of see what they are. Even if your site's in English, you might want to change these just to kind of match the theme of your site and your market better if needed. All right, I'm super excited about this fourth one here on the list related to digital products. So if you're familiar with digital products, you can actually sell digital products. You can sell services, banner ads, anything that's not a membership level, you can sell additionally as a digital product. And sometimes when you're creating a digital product, you have protected web pages that you've put that paywall, the digital product paywall in front of before people can access them. Up until now, if you created a web page with that private content only for the digital product buyers, you could only select one digital product that has been purchased for buyers to access that page. Now you can restrict pages by multiple product buyers, different digital product buyers. So you don't have to clone a page and then choose another digital product. So let me show you what I'm referring to here. It's a little easier than explaining it. So let's assume this page here, I'll just choose a random one here. Upcoming community events. Let's edit this page. And let's say only people who have donated, our digital products we have on this test site are for donation. So we can protect this web page, only allow digital product buyers. And we now see these check marks here. So before you could only choose one and then you were done. So if you wanted other buyers of different digital products to access the contents of this page, you'd have to clone this page and then select the other digital product that corresponded to it. So now this saves a lot of time. You can create one page and give buyers of multiple different digital products access to these protected private content pages. Just do probably a tip of the week on an overview on digital products. There's a lot of use cases for that are super helpful. All right, this next one here is related to the member credits. Now, when members log in to their member dashboard, they can actually see their credit usage added or deducted from their account in their member dashboard. Let me show you. I have a screenshot of what that would look like. Here we go. So this is inside the transaction history page of the members dashboard. They can see their payment history, subscriptions, and there is a new tab here, credit history. And it shows what day and what amount credits were used or added. And also in their payment history, they can see exactly when they paid for something, if a credit was applied as well. But this is basically just a sheet that monitors the credits, deductions, and additions to their account and the date as well. I can kind of see the benefit here. We should maybe include the invoice ID that the credit was used for if there's a deduction. So I'll make a note of that and add it to the team just looking at this now. All right, this next one here was actually a release several months ago that we had to pull back. We hit a few snags with it related to the icons and the ability to apply colors to the free icons that are available in the Media Manager. This one's really fun. Let me show you what we're referring to here. So a while ago, let's just click here. We did add the ability, if you're not familiar with it, in your Media Manager or in the Fruela text editor, you have access to millions and millions of stock photo libraries. There is one specifically for icons. And up until this update, all the icons would always come in the color black. It just defaulted to the black version of that, which is great unless you're putting the icon against a darker background, then you didn't really get the contrast of it. So what you can now do is actually you can, the colors of your design settings are here, the key ones here. You could also choose any color you want. And I'll just choose this green color here and we'll do a search. And the icons that we're seeing will be downloaded in this green color here. So let's just choose the city one here. And we can see here now the icon is there. Now, why this is beneficial is we can go to the homepage of this site. And you can see here, I've actually used white icons against a kind of like a darker forest green color, which now gives more flexibility on where you can use icons and things like that. What's really nice about this is you can also use it in your email templates. Icons work great in email templates, left or right aligned and things like that. But now with this update, you can actually choose the colors of the icons. And just a side note here, if you're not familiar with this, if you're building out landing pages or your emails, let's just go to the icon library here. Lots of really great icons here. We'll just search the word link. And really, you get dozens and dozens of results just for certain keywords. I'll just do something obscure like fun, whatever that would bring for an icon. Okay, we see people having fun, playing arcades, and things like that. So if you could think of a one-word noun or action or verb, you could probably find an icon to correspond with it, which is a great way to decorate your website. All right, and last but not least, this is not released yet, but if you're like me and you've tried pasting emojis into the text editor, and then when you go and look at the page, all you see are question marks. It's the way that the emojis are being saved in the database. We're doing a global update that will allow for emoji characters to be pasted and saved in different fields of the admin and basically everywhere. It's a ones and zeros thing. Emojis characters have more ones and zeros that define those. So the database is going to be able to support characters that have more ones and zeros that define what that character is from a technical perspective. But nevertheless, you'll be able to paste emojis freely around your site and use them anywhere. And it should be great because emojis are tons of fun, as we could see just in this slide here. So these are just a few updates recently released. If you have any questions about that, you can type in questions in all caps. We can talk about some of these updates before we move on to the Q&A. We'll go ahead and move on to the Q&A. But also a big shout out to the BD community. A lot of these updates are from your suggestions. Improving the BD platform is always an ongoing project, and there's so many amazing features, but there's always places to improve and can't stop and won't stop, especially with your guys' support. So thank you guys. And yeah, with that, we can take questions about these updates, or we can just move on to the Q&A section here. And let's see, David, you've done a good job here. You've kind of helped us starring some questions here. We can move on over here. Let's see. Phil's got a question, and let me turn off this banner as well. So Phil, thank you for the question. Will QuickBooks payments links be added as well? I actually haven't heard of QuickBooks payment links as a payment gateway yet. I know QuickBooks allows you to send invoices to clients. There might be, I'm just thinking, because this is something we're exploring later. Let's just do a quick search for Stripe QuickBooks payment method. Let's see here, integrating Stripe with QuickBooks. That's not what we're looking for. That just sends your data from Stripe to QuickBooks. Let's see. This is what QuickBooks Wallet is what we want. Sometimes Stripe has it, like they have Apple Pay, Google Pay, things like that, that you could enable. Connect Stripe by Commerce Sync with QuickBooks. We don't have any immediate plans, Phil, but just a quick search. It might be something that we want to see if it exists, first of all. But I don't have an exact answer for you. First time I'm hearing about it, but definitely appreciate the question. We can kind of dig a little bit more in it to see what the possibilities with that might be. All right, we got another one here. Can we yet create digital products with a quantity field if we're selling something that someone can buy multiple items of? I think this is the final frontier for the digital products. Last year during summertime, we did a slew of updates to the digital products, including supporting recurring payments, custom donation amounts, selling credits, and more. That all seems to have worked well, and quantity has been asked quite frequently. I'm going to share this. Let me actually make a note of this question specifically here. Give me a second here. Let me get my notepad up. I'm going to take your question here and type it in here. Quantity for digital products. The next thing after that that I would anticipate users wanting is a shopping cart. So not only can you have the quantity, but you can store what you're buying in a shopping cart and then check them out. But I think quantity would be the lower hanging fruit, and then probably then the final frontier would be a shopping cart feature. So yeah, again, I'll make a note of this, and obviously don't have any time frame on it, but definitely appreciate the suggestions. I'm going to add that after cart support. All right, good stuff there, Scott. Good question. All right, we got another question here. Salinas is asking, I am using the claimable listing add-on, and I don't want to copyright infringe by putting a business logo on their listing before they have claimed their listing. I wanted to know if I could upload a branded placeholder image that can replace the user icon image. I think there are some options for that. Let me just check here. If you go to your general settings and go to brand images, Salinas, this is actually exactly what you can do. Let's see here. Okay. What you want to do is come here and add a default member photo and a default member logo. It doesn't matter which one you use, and replace this kind of the silhouette of a profile here. And you can do your branded placeholder here. If you add this here, this is what's showing. Let's go there together on the site. Let me just go to search. And you can see here this silhouette image. When you add your branded image, it will replace this here. So you definitely do have a way to edit this and have your own branded image while you're waiting for members to add their own logos or profile images. All right, let's bring Scott here. Let me unreach you here, Scott. Let me see. There you go. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you doing, Jason?
Excellent.
Quick question about search results, especially with 70% of people being mobile now. When you search by location and you're on desktop, you get miles from location in the search results as a kind of a default. But when you go on mobile, you lose that, and we can't. My developer hasn't been able to figure it out. Is there a reason why you don't include miles from the search location in the mobile results?
Yes. I'll explain to you, and I'll let you know what you can do if you need to do that. I'm getting a little bit of background noise, not a ton, but what's happening, if you look at the screen here, Scott, this module here, let's switch back away from Japanese because it's kind of confusing me. Okay,
I saw that.
Back to English. All right, just a moment here. Okay. Now we know it works in Japanese. That's great. So let's refresh it here. Okay. So yeah, on mobile, there is limited space and there's a lot of information being shared. So I'm going to tell you I'm going to share with you exactly what you can give to your web developer. What's happening is this part with the white background here, it's called the info section from a web designer's perspective. So that's the info section. When I go to mobile view, let's go a little smaller. There we go. It disappears because really a mobile view is like this, and it becomes hard to display that there. However, what you can do is, and I'll give you this right now to give to your, I'm going to put the code in here. What you can do here is add an info section if you want to override this and do display block important. And we got to do some things here to get it, but basically your web designer can, I'm just going to add this here because this is pretty clean here, and this will then show, this is the module that's being hidden that also shows the distance in miles or whatever that you're referring to when you do a search. Now this could be maybe a little nicer, but I think this is enough ammo. I'm going to put this in the message in the comments here. And let me actually make it more specific. We want to do this for member results only. Just a second here. Okay, I'm going to share this, what I got here in the chat. Give this to your designer or developer. This, you can just put this in your design settings. Let me go to comments here. Okay. Perfect. And what you want to do is drop this into your design settings. Let's actually do it together. We'll do a test real quick. You go to custom CSS and just drop it into here. Just write that wherever you want into your custom CSS. You're basically adding a custom style sheet rule. And let's refresh this page and see if it keeps it here now. Yeah, so there we go. See, it's still here. Beautiful. So that's what you need. If they need to style it further or target the elements within it, they have the access to do so now.
So that just duplicates the information section that's on the desktop and brings it into the mobile view.
Right. It doesn't duplicate it. It doesn't hide it is what's happening, because what we're doing is we're actively hiding it on mobile because it's just a lot. But in this case, if you want to keep all this on mobile, that's your go-to code right there.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Good, great question there. All right, let's see what we do here. Kick from Studio. We're learning this neat thing. Okay, here's a good question here from Sliz. Can you automate giving a membership group monthly credits? This is a great question. There's nothing default where you can give your members, like automatically grant them credits inside of the Brilliant Directories system. However, with that said, with the Brilliant Directories API, it's a little higher level. Let's just do a search here, API endpoints. With the Brilliant Directories API, what you can do, whoa, look at that. I got the mobile view there. Okay. You can update your members with the API, and you can, while updating them, you can add credits when you're updating them using the API. And with this, you can set up an automatic schedule. You'll probably need the help of a developer to do this, but you do have the ability to do that with the API. What we would do is under the users, what we would do is update the update user action with the API. And one of the fields is to add or deduct credits. You can set up a monthly schedule and just cycle through members of a specific membership plan using the API there. So not the exact answer you're looking for, but there is a way using the API to accomplish that. Thank you for that question there. All right. Daryl, good to see you here, Daryl. All right. Question, is there a way to delay a listing becoming inactive when the membership renewal date comes up, say a 10-day grace period? All right. So another automation thing. So this is a good question here. I think, first of all, there is an advanced setting here. Let's check it out together. And let's go to past due. Okay. Here is the setting here. Let's see what we got here. There's a few here. Suspend past due member accounts. So if a member's past due, they're put on hold. And then they can log in, they can pay their past due amount and then reactivate there's this other one, auto suspend past due member accounts. When set to on, members who have an invoice that is past due associated with their account will automatically have their account status changed to past due. So there's nothing based on days. However, back to that API trigger that I mentioned. So what you could do potentially is, again, using the API. If there's actually, we have recently an update, there's a new webhook. This is actually perfect. So what you can do is turn these off. Don't auto suspend them when they're past due and all that stuff. Again, probably have to dig deeper into this, but there's a new webhook. Basically, a webhook sends data from your BD site out to other platforms. And let's just look for payment. There's one coming up when a recurring payment happens and it's past due. You can create a webhook, and that will basically send that data of the member whose payment was past due. And probably you can set a delay there using an integration somehow, and you can delay it 10 days. And if they're still past due, then you can suspend them, or you can send additional emails and things like that. So there isn't anything default built in, but probably with the webhooks and or updating them using the API, that those are some workarounds for you there. If you don't want to suspend them right away, you can of course turn these off. And what I recommend personally is, if you haven't already done so, is get the billing reminders add-on. Let me show you what that does. Just a moment here. Let's see, billing email settings. When you have this add-on here, let me grab it from our BD site real quick. Let's go to add-ons. This is great for retention and reducing cancellations, because it gives them 3 times to pay their past due invoices. And they could be past due for many reasons. Their credit card expired, they lost it, they changed their card, things that were kind of out of their control. I'm going to share this link here in the chat for all. And what this does is, when you have the billing reminders email, the most important thing is, besides other emails that are sent out, if they're past due, it sends them one reminder. And you could do 1 day after they're past due, send the email. You can have another past due reminder. You want to email the member, and maybe that goes out 5 days after their original due date. And you have a third one, which goes out, maybe 7 days or 10 days, just depending on how aggressive you want to be with the reminder emails. And what's nice about these, you can edit the email templates, but they're already created for you, and they're pretty strong emails. They're pretty powerful in there. So it says cancellation notice, we're unable to bill you. It provides them all the login information they need to go into their account. This is the last one. It's kind of like the scariest one. It says final notice, and it asks them to log into their account and so on. So these billing reminder emails are super effective, one, in getting people to come back to your site and complete their payment, especially if they actually do want to be part of your site. So there isn't anything that will not make them inactive necessarily after a specific time frame, besides immediately. But these billing reminder emails can be pretty effective and a good starting point there, Daryl. Good question there. All right, let's see here. Is there a way to put a word in the member profile URL structure? This is a great question. Let's see what options we have for that. So when your members sign up and they get their profile, we notice that the URL to their profile, the link to their profile, is something like country, state, their top level category, and then their name. Let's see what options we would have here. Profile and URL. Okay, great. So when you're creating the profile URL structure, and let's actually look at a member profile real quick. Okay, great. This is kind of from our test imports here. So we see here country, state or city, I guess, their top level category, and then the name of the business. So if we come here and look at here, we have the country name, the city name, the top level category, and the member name. So if you're going to add an additional, there's nowhere to add an additional custom keyword into here. What you can do is, on a per member basis, let's actually look at this guy, Portugal Restaurant Edu. One thing you might want to do is, for your top level category URLs, you might want to, if it's restaurants, you could do restaurants hyphen and then that keyword that you want. So if you have the top level category in there, you can kind of mix in that special keyword into the top level category as kind of like a hack or loophole to get to squeeze that keyword into there. So you could come to all your member categories. Let's just say you wanted lawyer for whatever reason at the end of all the URLs. You can come to your top level categories and just add hyphen, lawyer or whatever the special keyword is. That's kind of separate from everything else, and just add it here as the URL. So if you're squeezing the top level category, you can do it there. If you're doing it on a per member basis, For example, you just want to edit this member's URL. Let's do a search. First of all, you can search members by their URL here in the page. So partial or full. So we'll just do this partial search here, and we should be able to find them. And there they are there. So what we could do is a quick edit. Now, if we're just going to do this specific members, if we go to the advanced options from their quick edit pop-up here, you can actually customize the listing URL, and you can just change it to whatever you want. You can just do JSON if you want. So you can really give them like a short URL, which is like kind of like a cool way for your site. Like they're the only person on your site who's, your site /JSON, or you could just do, special keyword / special keyword. And you can fully customize the URL of this guy. Let's actually do that together. All right, now it automatically creates a 301 redirect, I think. So let's check this page here. There we go. So now this guy's is special keyword. It's a one-off. It's only for this profile, but you do have the ability to do it that way. So there's no direct way. Again, you can slip it into the top level categories, or you can edit them one-off. And if you made a boo-boo, you can always come back to the advanced options and do fetch from SEO template. It's going to get the original one. And then you can revert it back. See if it creates a 301 redirect in this case too. Nope, it didn't do that, but that's okay. It's a good note. Okay, so we're back to normal here. So good question there. Hopefully there's some tips there to guide you. Okay, we got great questions lined up here. I Am Empowered is asking, what would I use to create a private community for members? I almost want a place to post updates. I feel like you've spoken about it before, but I can't think of what it was called. Shall I raise a ticket? You can definitely ask the support team if you like. I'll share with you some videos that we did in the past. Let's go back to that Brilliant Directories website here to our blog. And the first thing is, if you want your members to like post updates, kind of like Facebook or Twitter, you can kind of use the blog feature. Maybe you want to get rid of the all you want is a title and a photo. So that way they're just posting, just a short update, and then the image if they want to add an image, and not a full article. So you can kind of remove that article input. But we do have a video here. Let me search for community. And I know David and I did let's see here. Making your new community. Here we go. Create a community message board. So here it is. I'm going to share this one here because this is a video. And how long is this one? It's about 15-20 minutes long. Create a community message board. I'm going to share this in the chat here. It's worth a watch there. And of course, if you're creating a private community, I'm going to share one more video. You can make those pages protected. You could protect them with the members only plugin. So let's actually let me search for that. Also great video to watch is this members only content here. Private access, create a members only website. Basically, it shows you how you have to require members to register or be of a certain membership level to access either certain web pages on your site or certain sections on your site, like the community section, the community forum section. So great question there. Okay, we got a good question here from Prakash, Jason from BD. Is it possible to set the profile image of the member business to round or rectangle, since some businesses might have round logos and some have rectangle size? Support team told me it should be customized. Okay, so with logos, what I would recommend doing is this, to be honest. What you want on your site is uniformity. Let me get rid of this banner here. If uniformity is important on your site, what I would recommend is this actually. Let's go to Facebook together real quick. Great. Let's go to the Brilliant Directories page here. Well, let's look at all of these here. These shortcuts here. What do we see? They're forcing it that it's a square, right? And it's up to the business to have a version or to figure out how to squeeze their logo into the space that the platform has provided for them. LinkedIn does the exact same thing with Twitter. So, and all businesses have social media for the most part, and they're all uploading the same thing, logos, square thing. So if being uniform is important to you, my recommendation for all the membership plans is get rid of we added this a long time ago. Just it was for a reason, because maybe the profile photo, the profile represented like an attorney at a law firm, so they would upload their picture, but then in their overview section they can add the logo of that law firm down there, and that could be of any sizes. But if these are as the profile image, what I would recommend is disable the logo one and just have the profile photo one. And with this one, I would recommend having it squared. I'm going to show you this now. So my recommendation is don't enable both of these, unless it's, like I said, it's a lawyer from a law firm and they want to also show the logo of that law firm, which could be horizontal. There's no size really involved with the logo, but the profile is what's important. But my recommendation is just have one. It also simplifies things a whole lot. Users come to these platforms, they're just uploading one profile photo that represents themselves or their business. But if you're going to do this, and the reason I say do the profile photo upload one is if we come here to the developer hub and go to image settings, with the profile photo, you can choose if you want 1-to-1, which is square, or 3-to-4, which creates a portrait, a vertical rectangle. But I would do the 1-to-1. And also what I would do in your design settings, also set it to 400 gives it the max, even though it's going to be smaller. That creates a nice crisp image. In your design settings under member profiles, profile photo style, standard, that's the soft rounded corners, kind of what we saw on Facebook here. Over here, the soft rounded corner. We uploaded a round image, that's why you see that. But these soft round corners are automatically created. Let's see if I could find my place here. Nope. Okay, we're going to close some tabs. Great. Or you could do the circle. So when it's a square image, the 1-to-1 ratio, and it's a circle, you're going to get, and I like it, you're going to get all the profile photos like this. It's a nice modern touch, and it's very uniform for creating a very uniform look for the website. So I know that we want to give our members as much as possible, but as the website owner, we want things to look uniform and pretty, and also simple. So again, my recommendation is perhaps cut out that logo upload, just stick with the profile photo upload, make it simple for everyone. Especially if you want that continuity of what the images look like throughout your site. All right, we got another question here. Can members post their own recurring event? And if so, how is it displayed on their profile or website calendar? A good question. I'll just give you a short answer here. There is an add-on. It allows members to have post recurring events, auto recurring events. Now, having the ability to publish recurring events can be a privilege, and it could be a reason to upgrade to a higher tiered plan on your site. I just shared that there. I think it went through. There we go. So yeah, I would check this out here. And the recurring event options are every day, every 7 days, basically weekly from the date that it starts, every 2 weeks, or every 3 weeks. It's a pretty simple add-on, but it kind of makes it work like that. Not too complicated and pretty simple there. Okay, great question. Here we go. I like this question here. Best practice to create a redirect for a member profile URL, not to lose the indexed URL link. So good news is for most of the actions, if the member's profile URL is changing, for example, when they change their first name, last name, or company name, which are part, the system will automatically create that redirect. If you're coming from another platform and you're moving to Brilliant Directories and some of your members on your older platform that you're migrating from have a URL structure that's different than your Brilliant Directories one, the first thing I like to do is go to Google Analytics. Make sure you have Google Analytics connected to your sites at all times. And what you want to do is export, your top 100 or 200 pages that are receiving traffic to your site. And you want to make sure that after the migration, those URLs are either online as they were before, or you've set up proper redirects to the new pages that correspond to the older pages. Same thing can be done with your member profile URLs if you're migrating from another platform. When you import them to your BD site, you can actually import them with the custom URL you want them to have. So it'll be an exact match one-to-one from the older site to the new Brilliant Directory site when you're importing them to your site. If you have any more specific questions about that, let us know. But basically, you want to make sure that if you're redirecting, always check the older URL and make sure it's not going to an error page, a 404 page. Make sure it is going to a proper destination URL.
Those are some great suggestions. Just to add some additional context, Isaac was asking about that with regard to members who may have canceled or closed their accounts, so their profile or their listing is no longer online.
What you can do is you can set up a custom 404 page. I think we covered that in one of the tips of the week, David. So if those URLs are now offline, let's actually go to the BD blog together. It's actually a great topic here. This was also a fun tip of the week we did, David. I remember this one. Mastering 404 pages. So yeah, if you want to delete if you're deleting people from your site, you can manually create a redirect page. But of course, this video explains it all. For pages that are no longer available on your site, you can direct people to like your blog or to a join page instead of sending them to an error page. You can make it fun. And also you can really take advantage of older pages that no longer exist and turning them into landing pages that actually convert into driving visitors to search your site or new prospective members to potentially join your site. So Isaac, I would recommend watching this video here. Let's see how long it is. This is, again, about 15 minutes long. A good watch here and packed with some good ideas and insights. Thanks for that clarification, David. All right, here was a good one here. Since Como App Builder and many others, I have to say, are no more, what system are people having the most success with for turning their site into a native app? Native app is a double-edged sword, I think, these days for several reasons. One is if your app includes, signing up as a member as well, there's more hurdles to go through to get published in the Apple Store and the Google Store because of the payment aspect of it. I think Apple also takes about 30%, if I'm correct. I'm not sure about that. The second thing is people could actually save your website to their home screen now. So you can kind of skip the whole native app publishing and just teach people with a video how to save your site to their home screen with a 30-second video. You can include it in your marketing. You can share it every now and then. And your BD site is mobile friendly. So when they click that, when they go to your site on their mobile phone, they have the full functionality of your site. Everything looks correct in the right place and as it should. And there's no additional app development needed. Now, with that said, if you are looking for native app builders, the other thing people do is, native app is a tricky word there. Most people do with their BD site is you'll get an app builder, and what you do is you're just rendering your BD site as it is, the mobile-friendly version, inside of the app. So if you look at AppyPie, let's actually do this together, just as a quick example. I know how to spell it, AppyPie, WebView. Okay, great. And let's actually look at another one. It's Good Barber, WebView. And what you do with these WebView sections, you basically define a URL, and that URL will load inside of the app. You're not really designing a native app from scratch. Let's go here to WebView. How to add a website feature to your app. This is what I'm referring to. I'm going to share these for you, these two links here. You can continue. There's a lot of app builders out there. Just these are the two off the top of my head. And if you feel that you need an app, again, the web view is the quickest way it loads. It just loads your BD site, the URL as it is inside the app. If you're talking native app, you're talking about totally doing the design from scratch, top to bottom, with a app development and designer company. You're talking about several months of work, tying in your data. So again, just when you say app, there are a few workarounds which I think are better time-wise and cost savings-wise. And then also you might want to survey your community and see who wants an app, or test out how to save your site to their home screen as an option, just educating that and see how that goes. as well. So hopefully that gives you a little bit more guidance about the native app thing. It does get a little murky. They are a little complicated, no matter how simple people might advertise them to be. So I just want to share that with you there. All right, let's see here. David, thank you for starring these questions there. All right, let's see. We have a question here. Totally familiar. Prakash is asking, does BD integrate with Boot.Space? It was built in the Make engine. It does have the webhooks module though. Let's look at Boost.Space. Always happy to learn new things here. Boost.Space. Okay. Let's go to Boost.Space. Where your data and AI become best friends. That's sweet. Okay. And you're saying go to /product. I think I have an answer to what you're looking for. Perfect. You're saying that they have a webhook module. Excellent. I love to hear that. So what we want to do, you can do this in Pabbly. You can do it in Integrately. You can do it. Let's actually go to the Brilliant Directories website. I'm going to show you what you can do with this, because it looks like it's creating content for your site. And if you're creating content, you can have it posted to your Brilliant Directory site. So I'm going to share this link. These are where Brilliant Directories integrates with Zapier, Pabbly, Integrately, Flowmatic, Active Pieces, Triggers. I think there's a couple more new ones. These are kind of popping up left and right here. But if you go to any one of these, what you want to do, and I'll just search webhook to Brilliant Directories, post, and I'll just search Zapier in this example. Here we go. Connect Brilliant Directories and webhooks. Cool. So actually the trigger would be the webhook. This would be flipped around here. So I think let's switch these around here. I think just do with the URL. Let's see if that works. We can hack their URL structure there. There we go. So what you do is choose the trigger, the webhook, and then what you want to do in BD is, create a post. So with Boost.Space, you can actually send the webhook out. That'll be the trigger, and then you can create a post in BD. So let's see what the cloud-based with built-in integration platform. So it translates your data. It does updates. Basically, it's content. It's content stuff. So yeah, you can do the webhook, and then you can post or create what you need to in your Brilliant Directories website. Thank you for sharing that. Good stuff there. All right, we got one more from Salinas. Thank you for all the questions today. On the claim listings, is there a way to display the city and state in the list view? So, when you say list view, here is a site, Edu Sushi. Let's actually log in as them. Let's find out what they're. Let's turn it into a claim listing real quick. So their membership plan 1, great. Let's go to our membership plan. And I'm going to do this with you, Salinas, and turn them into a claim listing. Membership plan 1. Okay, it's a claimable listing now. Let's take a look at it. So the city and state are here. The only way it says, are you Edu Sushi claim this listing now? So unless I'm not understanding it, the only way the address wouldn't be shown here is if you went to the profile page tab for that membership level and you have show street address turned off. So if you have this turned off, let's do that. It's not going to show their city and state here. So that's, I'm trying to dissect what you're saying here. So that's what I'm guessing is what you're referring to there. So hopefully that does provide you with some guidance. Okay, great. Yeah, Selena's saying, can I unmute to explain? Let's do that. We're going to invite you to the studio. All right. Isaac is saying something here. He's saying, I own an app builder that does web apps. Check out no caps. Here we go. No kappa paps. Anyways, there's Isaac, your little plug there for your app builder. Thank you for sharing that as well. All right, Salinas, we'll give you another second here to try to join in. And while we're waiting, some things that are coming soon that I'm also excited about, forgot to share. We do have some WordPress plugins being developed. They're going to cover different things. The one that's a little further down the line is the being able to display or load your Brilliant Directory site on an existing WordPress site. You would define the / page that you want your BD site to load on. But some other add-ons that were plugins, that we're creating for WordPress. One of them is probably going to be released first. I don't know how much use it's going to get, but we have a lot of people using WooCommerce as a e-commerce website with their WordPress plugin. And the request we got is that they want, when a customer is added or signs up to their WooCommerce site or makes a purchase, they want them added to their Brilliant Directory site. So the methodology here is you just connect your BD API. There's some sync settings here if you want only registered or guest checkouts to be added. And then you can choose when the member's created, what membership plan ID they're going to be, if they're active or inactive members on your BD site, sending the welcome email, and also assigning some member tags. It's very simple to start with, but just creating a beachhead for future WordPress plugins. The one we're going to follow up with after this WooCommerce sync one is actually is going to work with a number of WordPress forms. So there's Contact Form 7, WordPress forms, I think Ninja Forms, Gravity Forms. And if you're using those forms on your WordPress site, when somebody fills out a form, you'll be able to sync that data and send it to your Brilliant Directory site. So effectively, you'll be able to create a record on your Brilliant Directory site when someone fills out one of your WordPress forms. This will be great for leads. If you have lots of website properties that are using WordPress, you can funnel all those leads into your Brilliant Directory site from your WordPress properties. And then, of course, everything will work as normal. So these are just some updates coming for 2025. I'm anticipating this WooCommerce one. Our goal is the end of this February, and probably the forms one will be at the end of March. And the big one that's a little bit more complicated is supporting the hosting on a dedicated page on your WordPress site. That'll be really exciting. So if you have an existing site, you don't need a separate domain name. You can just add your Brilliant Directory site to load on an existing page of your WordPress site. But okay, we got Salinas here. Am I pronouncing your name correctly? I apologize if I wasn't.
No, you're pronouncing it.
Okay, great. So let me bring back your question that you had here. Oh, I lost the question actually, but you were asking about showing the city or state on the list view.
Can I show my screen?
Sure, you can show your screen.
So this is like, these are the ones I've imported. You know how you have that feature where you get credits and you can import listings?
Yeah. Yes.
So I did that. And so these aren't claim listings. These are just the listings that came through. But it has like this little, I don't know what that icon is, and it says where it's at. But these are the listings that I'm importing. Like, they don't have, these are claim listings. So they don't have they have it here, but they don't have it on a list view like the other ones do.
Let's check it out together. I think we can fix that on your site. What's the name of your site?
Thrive Together Homeschool.
Okay.
Do you want to keep sharing or stop sharing, or?
You could stop. I'll share now.
Okay.
Let me get you up here and let's go to your site. Let's see if we can figure out what's happening there together. Thank you for sharing that. That illustrated it a bit better for us here. Okay, let me go to one of your search pages. And okay, like this one, 8 Factory Street. Let's check out what's going on here. Now we'll go to search members. I think I might have an idea what's going on here. Hopefully that's the case.
Okay.
All right, looks like they're all geocoded and synced with Google Maps. It needs that for the longitude and latitude. Let's go to the setting here. I'm trying to think while I'm doing this. Okay, you see this?
Oh.
This looks like it's not set to yes or no. It might not be your fault, but let me just set it to yes. because it seemed you cloned this from another membership plan.
I may have. I can't.
You may-
I don't remember.
That's our fault. There's a known issue. It's good that I did this. So show street address value not cloned when cloning membership plan. Okay, that's definitely something we want to fix. So let's set this to yes now, and let's go back to that search results page, which is here. I'm hoping that's the issue. There we go. So that was just set to like no value, but now it's set to show it. So you're seeing
that's way better. And then I put the code in that you gave to someone else for the mobiles, that the little box, this little info box shows up.
Yeah.
But when I put it in, it made it go across the whole. The mobile looked good, but then on the desktop, it stretched that box out.
Oh, I didn't give the full code. I need to. Let me find what I just sent, and let me send. No, good that you said that. That was the quickie code. Let me give the proper one. Let me find what I wrote here. Just a second. I need to find.
I can paste it in here because I had.
Yeah. Paste it in the chat, and I'll provide the correct code. Thank you. Okay, Isaac is saying it's no cap apps for that one he shared earlier. But yeah, Selena's put that in the chat there, and then let me add the code.
Okay.
Let me
you
look for it.
You can see it in the private chat.
I don't see. Oh, there it is. Okay, perfect. I got it. Okay. So this was the code. Let me pop it in here. What we want is this. Just a moment here. We need to wrap it so it's only gets applied on mobile. So just give me a second here.
Okay.
And we'll do it. Thank you. Okay, that's fine. I'm fumbling around, but just give me a moment. We'll get it. What am I looking for? Here we go. Okay, I got it. So we're gonna do like this, design settings, and we're gonna paste it here. Do it nicer so we can kind of see it. And let me pop it into ChatGPT so it's only for mobile. All right, so I'm gonna see the only. So we need to say only the max with 768. Here we go. Excellent. So this will now only apply when it's mobile view. I'll paste this in the comments. Forgot who. I think Edward asked about it. I forgot who it was, but let's give it a try on your site together. So we'll come to the design settings here. Paste that in. And now let's refresh it. Let's go back here and refresh. Okay, now let's make it larger. And there it goes back to its normal size now, only on mobile. Yeah, so what we needed was, this is the rule. It says only for screens smaller than 768 pixels. That's the breakpoint for mobile there. Thank you for pointing that out. Everything happens for a reason.
Yeah, I just tried and I was like, wait, it's not working on
right.
desktop.
No, you got us good. So that's a good find there. Thank you, Selena's, for the questions.
You're welcome.
Cheers. All right. Great questions there. Great webinar, guys. You kept the questions coming and flowing. If we didn't get to your questions, just feel free to ask them in the Facebook group. Next week, we promise to have a tip of the week. The next webinar is in 2 weeks. Thank you to the BD dev team and the community for always sharing your feature suggestions. Even today, we got a small handful of them. Download the Brilliant Directories app. Just go to your app store and type in Brilliant Directories. And of course, the replay will post it in the Facebook group. If you're not a member of the VD Facebook group, we invite you to join. You can go to brilliantdirectories.com/Facebook. Also subscribe to our YouTube channel. Again, the next webinar will be just around Valentine's Day, just after Valentine's Day. So we look forward to seeing you there. On behalf of myself, David, and the entire Brilliant Directories family, we appreciate you guys really so much. This stuff is tons of fun. You keep us motivated, and we look forward to seeing you in the next one. Have a great day and a brilliant week. Cheers, guys.